Hello and welcome to Crucible of Words for more dedicated legacy action. Today we have a special one. If you're watching my channel the other day, I got absolutely pounded by this deck, so I reached out to the person who pounded me with it, and now they're going to be doing a special stream with me. So say hello to D00la. Hello.
What's up, Cyrus? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to playing this thing that absolutely smashed me the other day. So
It's a good game. I forget how it ended. Was it a Flusterstorm on a Force of Vigor or something?
it was a lot. It was like a proper good game, and you just absolutely just ground me down. It's beautiful. I knew I had to play his deck when that happened.
Nice.
So for those who aren't aware, this is sort of a variation of an Enchantress deck. So Enchantress is a thing that lets you cantrip whenever you cast an enchantment spell. And we got a whole bunch of enchantments to ramp mana out. And then we also have Serra's Sanctum to ramp mana out. And we can just do big Destiny spinner things. We've got really nice removal now because of Leyline Binding as well as on Thin Ice. And then quite often you win with Emrakul or it's Destiny spinner. Is that about right?
Yeah. That's pretty much the basics of it. A lot of times people will just concede because, like, the writing's on the wall when you have an Estrid going, and it can nab whatever creature they would put down. So now they're slowing down. You're gaining tempo. There's a lot of like weird, tricky things that you can do with Estrid's Invocation.
This was definitely a weird one when I saw it.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't exactly jump off the card as like, oh man, this is like the greatest card ever. But in practice, and I think in the meta right now, it's really, really strong. I guess like typically Enchantress decks are trying to nail down an Enchantress and another Enchantress, draw a whole lot of cards, play a solitary or something, and then either like Rip Helm or Emrakul win. But in my opinion, it's just like there's too many Bowmasters around. That's just like not feasible.
Yeah.
Or if it does work,
you just want
out,
the Shroud
it's
one,
like,
right?
yeah, I want the Shroud one, and that's it. So Estrid's Invocation is cool though, because like it can copy Abundant Growth and just be your little personal Monarch token, just drawing you an extra card every turn. But it also represents more removal. Abundant Growth and Nylea's Presence also churn through the deck, and critically for Nylea's Presence, it turns on Leyline Binding.
Yeah,
so,
this was some really sick tech when I saw this. It's just, okay, you want this effect in your deck anyway, but it just gives you 1 mana Leyline Bindings. That's real sweet.
So basically, like one of the strongest play patterns with Enchantress is to be like turn 1 Sprawl or Wild Growth, turn 2 Enchantress, and a 1 mana enchantment to cash in. What Nylea's Presence and Binding gives you is kind of like certain decks, the Leyline Binding for 1 mana is even better, but you can turn 1 Sprawl, naming white with a fetch, and you're holding up Leyline Binding because you can fetch your Triome. But you can also turn 1 Sprawl or Growth and then Presence on a untapped land, and you have Binding up. So it's really strong for like a really control-y version, not so much the a turbo-y combo type version. It's very dirtily. It's very intense. It's not there's not a lot of like easy cheese 'em games like you can get with like Rip Helm builds. But it's
Feels
strong.
like,
I think it's really strong.
I think you need to have a lot of interaction in the format at the moment. So like some of the other builds I've seen that don't have a lot of interaction, I've not been beaten by them for a while, but this one, like having Leyline Binding and on Thin Ice just means that you're not going to just lose to a creature while you're durdling around. You're going to be able to nail them. And obviously we also got the Elephant Grass to keep some stuff at bay too.
Yeah. So it's weird though too, because it's like to your point, because a lot of games you're not playing an Enchantress till like later in the game. That's just kind of like the feel of the deck, is that like sometimes you're just really in that control role. And I actually played. I'm in a league right now. I was playing against Goblins, and I had 1 land. It's a Windswept Heath. They play Lackey. All I have is a Windswept Heath. I could have gotten a Forest and maybe Sprawl or Abundant Growth, but that Lackey represents GGs.
Yeah.
So it's like it feels bad, but you can go get that Snow-Covered Plains and put the Lackey on Thin Ice and go from there. It's just like a different play style.
Also, by having this blue card, also gives access to some nice sort of blue spells out the board, like Dress Down and Energy Flux, and obviously Flusterstorm too. That's not something you normally see in Enchantress, in my experience.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like Enchantress is like pretty bad versus combo, right? And I just won't accept that. Sorry, I got my alarm going off. I just like don't accept that. That we have to be super bad against combo. And I think Dress Down is just like so flexible. I don't know if you've played it in other builds, but like it is strong against a lot of combo decks. It's strong against 8 cast. It's strong against just so many decks. Dress Down does a lot of work, and it seems like it's like a non-bow, right, with Argothian, but like you can just you can sequence it correctly, or it just doesn't matter, right? Like you're still gonna draw cards off the cast trigger. That it's just like, who cares? Like I don't care if Argothian loses Shroud, if I'm Wrath of Godding a bunch of Urza Saga tokens and drawing a card, or drawing 2 cards, one off the Enchantress, one off the Dress Down. Like I don't care. Energy Flux is great. Fluster's great. Engineered Plague is really fun. That's like another fun one with a
no blast from the past there.
Yeah, name Orc. It just like ends the madness against a lot of the Bowmasters decks. You're just like, I'm done with this. I'm not dealing with this.
Groundsteel as well is one I always used to like back in the day. It's nice that you sort of have these ones that sort of, there are kind of better versions of this for other decks, but for specifically what we're doing, these are actually like the right picks, and that's really sweet.
Yeah, Groundsteel just keeps so this is like all the thing about like playing against combo as Enchantress is like, you just don't, there's no time to be like, oh, I'm gonna like set up the Enchantress, I'm gonna like Wild Growth and draw some cards. Like there's no time for that. You're dead. So it's good to have cards like Groundsteel that just like replace themselves and keep you churning through cards while you can hold up 1-mana interaction with Flusterstorm or Veil, or a Dress Down or something. Like, so a lot of those matchups, it's just like it's not feasible to do Enchantress things, and it's good to have cards like Abundant Growth too, and Nylea's Presence that just keep it moving. So,
and obviously the most broken enchantment, Carpet of Flowers.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's so, dude, it gets so out of control. Like I understand why people will force of will, like turn 1 Carpet, they'll force of will it, because all of a sudden, like, I'm casting Emrakul. Like it like shocks me. I'm like, oh geez, okay, well you're just dead. It can really get out of control, but I mean, just having that mana advantage against Delver and stuff is really critical. So
the amount of games I've won or lost based on a turn 1 Carpet Flowers is unreal. It's just, and seems like a perfect shelf for it. Anyway, should we jump straight into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Also, you've got some, or you're going to have some links up soon to like social media type stuff, yeah? Yeah, so I'm just going to add them in the description, so everyone listening and watching, just go and have a look at those when they get put in there.
Cool.
All right, like and subscribe to this channel, helps me out. Anyway, let's play some Legacy. If you're looking to play Legacy on MTGO like me, why not try Card Hoarder? They're a rental service that I personally use, and I found them better than other rental services that I've used in the past. So why not give them a try? All right, we're into round 1. We are on the play. That's always pretty good. So opening hand, Utopia Sprawl into Enchantress. This seems like something we want to keep.
It's like, it's risky. It's risky with the duel, but I think it's probably fine. I think it's probably fine.
Like, do we just get a basic forest and then put this on the basic forest? Yeah.
I think
just to be a little bit
pretty
safer.
much 99% of the time you're doing that. I think we
name white with this. So.
Yeah. I think you just name white. A lot of times you do still just want to run green, but we want to be able to cast.
You got another green over here. So, snow covered forest. Smash this down here. Oh, I see what you mean about the mana.
Yeah.
We want this to be white. Now we can pass turn. How long do you find games with this deck normally take? Is it sort of quite a long process for the most part?
Some matchups it'll be like really, really quick. And then other ones are
a bit of burn maybe. Interesting.
Should be a good turn.
Right. So we've got a lot of different ways we can approach this turn, because obviously we want to get this one down. We also want to draw some cards off like Abundant Growth or hitting this.
For me, I would just I would go Enchantress, so you play the drop, and then
Enchantress, floating white.
Yeah, float the white and just get rid of it. But maybe it's better to save it for a more awful threat. That's the other option. Like there are kind of scarier things out of burn.
I quite like the fact that Leyline Binding is quite a clean answer to the Eidolon without us taking damage, though.
Oh, true. Yeah. So yeah, I think the thin ice is probably the way.
Smash this one down. Get ourselves a nice little card. All right.
Just feels like we already won.
I think Burn is another deck where there's zero margin for error when you're playing Burn. Like if you make one tiny mistake, you can't win the game. I find. Okay, so here's the Eidolon that we thought.
Yep. Here's our
So this will cost 3 mana now.
3 mana, or you could get the Triome, make it cost 2, and then you can also cast Abundant Growth.
That seems better. So we'll crack this, go and get ourselves Tower. And just tap this for a bunch. Feels like cheating playing 2 mana spells that aren't 2 mana spells. Where should we put the Abundant Growth, do you reckon?
Oh, just suit up the forest.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter in this matchup, I don't think.
Well, I guess like they could be running like yeah. I guess if they're running main deck Blood Moon, they don't run Wasteland. I just like for best practices, I just generate everything on a basic land.
Get your basics going. We've done plenty that turn. Can always attack for 0 and send a message, but
yeah, I haven't looked at burn lists.
Roiling Vortex.
Here we go.
We have answers for this down the line.
We have an answer right now.
Yeah, we could do the Invocation if that's the thing we're interested in. I'm not even sure if we'd need to do that. I think we're better off just drawing a bunch of cards and trying to get the game over. It's only 1 damage a turn, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah, what's gonna happen? We're doing Nylea's presence right now and draw 1 million.
Should we put the Enchantress down first to draw extra cards?
Right now, 2. I kind of think Churn. We could just draw extra.
We still got a land drop as well.
Yeah. Let's right out.
I'll leave. This one doesn't tap for green, does it? No. All right. So I use.
Start with presence, right?
Well, if we want to get the Enchantress down.
Oh yeah. We're playing Argothian.
We've got 1 white and we got 1 green available, so we should be all right here. And we probably want to get another land first, and then put the Nylea's presence on this other land.
You do that.
I think that makes sense. Oh, this feels good. I do love drawing a whole bunch of cards, even if they're only lands. Let's draw another one.
And we want to save all the life we can by not fetching. So,
like any one of our threats is going to be pretty large and in charge on this board. I doubt they're going to be playing anything bigger than like a 2/2. Bad lands though. This is unusual. Lava Spike. Yep. Chain Lightning. Unfortunately, we don't have double red yet. Okay. I got 2 cards in hand. We're taking 1 from this. We're probably going to end up removing this Roiling Vortex now, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think start with the Estrid's Invocation, because if they're going to flash in Bowmasters, we can get. So that would be my move. Then we have Grass for more. Yeah, the new mana tapping is so awkward.
It just sort of unsettles me a bit.
I messed up an Estrid trigger in my upkeep because of like the new thing. I thought I was in my main phase and Carpet was triggering. Yeah, what else would they run Badlands for? Like Thoughtseize?
It is the Blade Boys. It's going to hit us for a reasonable amount of damage though.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty annoying. They still only have 1 card in hand. We're gonna get rid of that. They can't attack through the grass.
We just need to find an actual win condition to get the game away. So this is a copy of the. Is it better to have Binding or on Thin Ice?
In this matchup, I don't think it matters. If you're playing against like the Prismatic, I think just do Binding. So yeah, like sometimes you want to like only. Well, don't play a land yet. So we might
draw the what's it called?
Yeah.
Jam of Grass. Let's yield to these to save ourselves some time. Utopia Sprawl. So now if we want to put the Sprawl on, we probably want to be tapping. We want to be playing a forest to put Sprawl on this, then we can play in Presence.
Hidden little feature of sprawl non-sprawlable lands.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Definitely not the highest reason for playing the card.
Doesn't really matter what card we name here.
I mean, do they have hasty creatures in burn?
Goblin Guide and stuff like that.
So maybe we do want to play the second grass.
You reckon the grass is better here? Let's see how we do. Yeah, we draw another 1-drop anyway, so play out all our stuff, draw some cards. We're just trying to find a way of ending this game in the next couple of turns. Alright, we found our win condition. And now we're going to have to discard a bunch of cards. Get rid of all these fetches. And
Savannah, Price of Progress.
Yeah, right? We don't want to have any non-basics that we don't really have in play. So it's 4 mana to get this to do its thing, isn't it? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's quite a lot of enchantments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we can attack with one guy.
Do we have to? I think we're dead if it goes another turn, right? I think maybe we just don't pay for grass. I usually stack the grass triggers first.
Right, so we're not going to pay for these. We can chump block if we have to. We are not going to flicker this. That would be bad for us. Okay.
We just use our free sprawls first. I usually go with maybe that snow-covered plains. Just tap for 2 green. Start suiting up the other big forest.
This one.
Yeah, just kind of slide them all over.
So we're looking for a Serra Sanctum here.
Sanctum would be clutch.
Green is probably fine.
Yeah, burning out the 1 green so that Mirri's Guile or grass, I guess.
Do you want to just thin ice this, or is that a thing for later?
We can do that later. We're drawing 2 cards with each.
So let's have a Leyline Binding, Misty Rainforest. Do we just gonna fire this one and then put the other stuff on the next one along? Come on, Serra Sanctum. Stick this on here. There's another card. We'll get ourselves 3 cards, in fact. Ancestral Recall, why not? Using our white, I think we just thin ice this away.
Yeah.
This has got to be lethal now, right?
For 7, 13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this will tap for 14.
We'll tap for 14, and we can still play out the bindings and stuff, so we'll be up on enchantments as well.
We need to make sure we have green for this.
Yeah, green and 1 to untap. So I guess we tap the Raffine's Tower to...
Let me just stick our guy down here.
Oh, no. We're not going to have green.
We've got green off this, haven't we?
Then we don't have a land to attack with.
Oh, is it... It doesn't untap it, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. So we have to tap the Sanctum now.
We'll tap the Raffine's Tower first. Right? Because then... I don't know.
We can play this binding.
No, don't tap the Raffine's Tower. Don't tap the Raffine's Tower. I'm wrong. All right, tap the Sanctum. Yeah, we tap the Sanctum to bind.
Do we even need to bind here?
Yeah, we just it's better. We could just play Emrakul, right?
We could just play Emrakul.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, just I didn't I didn't see the Emrakul in hand. I thought
I was probably thinking, I wonder what they're trying to do here.
I didn't see the Emrakul, but it's it's awkward with Spinner because then it's you need the green to cast and the green to turn the land on, and I guess just bind the Roiling Vortex too. People don't know what's up. They're just slow rolling up. So okay, cool.
Sorry,
nice.
We're trying to do all the maths, and we just had the big spaghetti monster. All right, burn. What are we supposed to do against burn? I assume something like Flusterstorm is probably pretty reasonable here.
Yeah, Flusterstorm's, I guess, reasonable.
Engineer Plague for Orc.
Yeah, that's and that's pretty much it. I mean, what do you take out?
It's not like Core Grace a bit slow for what we're trying to.
Yeah, that's not gonna. Yeah, Court of Grace can go for sure.
Are we just trimming stuff or?
Yeah, I think it's probably just a trim. Mirri's Guile, like.
Again, that's something that you want the game to go really long, and that's not really what we're down for right now, is it?
Yeah. And then maybe. No, Binding's so good in this that like.
Yeah, I don't think we cut any removal. I think we keep the removal in.
Yeah, maybe one Estrid, just because it's just.
Yeah, it's one of those slower cards, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. It seems all right
good.
to me.
Oh, Dress Down. Yeah, actually. So is this hand actually good in the matchup?
It removes a thing and then gives us a redraw. And we have 2 natural draws, and by the time we cast this.
Yeah.
But we're losing some life on this. Obviously, we've got 2 basics to play on, so we don't necessarily need to use our fetches anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a mull.
It's certainly not an exciting one. This is an exciting hand.
Yeah, this is a bit better, right? We have a spinner, which, you know, if it eats a bolt, that's kind of like sick for us. It has a redraw. Our mana will be good for drawing into the Engineered Plague, and we have a binding. Yeah.
What are we going to throw back? Is it one of the bindings, or is it one of the? Is it going to be like Abundant Grace?
I would think one binding can go.
I guess it's kind of with our hand at the moment. It's going to be a little bit expensive to cast it.
Yeah, we don't have it ready to go.
Riftbolt. All right, that's certainly better than having a creature. Right, so I think we're just going to Wild Growth this.
Mm-hmm.
We are quite far down on clock, so we're going to have to.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Having too much of a good time. Our bird of is like, I just wanted a quick league. We just F6 through turns and we don't have stuff going on. Alright, so they're showing us a Bowmasters over there. Do we just dump out like a Destiny Spinner and have the biggest creature on the board?
Play the Abundant first. Because they ping twice on the spot. I guess it's better to just see.
I assume we're getting Bowmastered here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
They're just teasing us.
They always have it. Yeah.
But we can block this guy pretty easily. Okay, so we can put the Sprawl on this and then play the Spinner because we've got one floating. So we're just more efficient then.
Yeah. And we can cast our binding as well. Do
we need to? Would we be better off just putting a Spinner down this turn?
No, not this turn, but later. Now that we have like an abundance of mana here.
Yeah, we can have a pretty good turn next turn. Because our creature is bigger than theirs, and if they blow it up, we've got another one. So
probably better that they hit the Spinner.
Chain Lightning, sure.
Cast that Chain Lightning right back at them.
One day. So we're making 4 mana off this Sanctum, right? So we can bash a little bit if we want to.
Bad. The only problem is like price of progress, right?
I don't think we win in this game if we don't try and go in a bit more, though. So if we jam down this Destiny Spinner first, then we'll have extra mana off of our Sanctum, because even our creatures are enchantments. So if we want to, how much is this? 4.
No, we can't activate. So that's the thing with Destiny Spinner. You always gotta like, not always, but a lot of times you have to tap the Sanctum to actually cast the Spinner, so you have that other green.
Yeah, we didn't have really a way of doing that right there. We have this binding that we can fire off. This feels like our opponent has another Bowmasters.
Sure.
So I reckon we block this Bowmasters, and then when they play the other Bowmasters, we can remove the token and save a bunch of life.
Yep.
We can always just fire this off now. Save ourselves 2 damage.
Have to, right?
Yeah, I don't think... And it's another enchantment as well, so we can make a 4/4 on attacks. Line of button after blocks. Interesting. I guess we play the thing we have. I think our opponent might have us this one. I'll play this out. All mana is good mana here.
That'd be tough.
Yeah, they're going to play another Bowmasters here. No? Okay. It was an interesting attack then with the old 2/3 Yeah, with the L2-2 into L2-3. Nice, this is 3 damage. Let's see what this Goblin Guide finds us. A Green Sun Zenith. I guess that's Destiny Spinner. I don't think we're throwing away our Enchantress, or are we? Because it's not, we don't really want to draw cards under Bowmasters.
Yeah.
Is it just gain 2 life?
Yeah, I think it actually might be.
It's not what it's in the deck for, but if we can just stick a Destiny Spinner and untap with it one time, I think we'll be in an okay spot. You got one more Destiny Spinner in the deck, right?
Yeah. You can tap the Sanctum.
Well, the Sanctum will tap for more. I guess if you want to attack, actually.
You can tap the Sanctum and tap the regular Forest. Oh, yeah, just that one.
Oh, why have you been on it for 3?
I did that earlier too, because it's like the new mana thing is very awkward.
Well, that's cost us an attack. Oh, it hasn't cost us an attack, to be fair, because it's tapped for 2. I think we are attacking here, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to win this game by sitting back, because they'll eventually draw the burn spells.
Yeah, and the way the mana is, we didn't have it, unless, you know, maybe we just missed it going too fast, but we didn't have the mana to leave up activating a land to block. So, yeah.
Land, we want to see that on our opponent's side. Alright, what's on top here? Snow-covered forest that we've drawn. This taps for 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 5, 6 mana here. We need a little bit. 7.
We can activate 2 lands next.
Oh, that taps for 5. Actually, yeah. So we just block the Bowmasters here. Because if they have another Bowmasters, we don't want our creatures to get pinged. But if they have a burn spell, all their burn spells will kill our guy anyway. They got 1 card in hand, so they shouldn't be able to kill us. Fire Blast is the most damage they can do.
So we can attack for 12 here.
Yeah.
Play out the snow-covered.
That's for a bunch. Tap this for green. Doesn't really matter which one we tap, does it?
1. We need 8 mana to activate 2.
Yeah. Alright, we'll attack with our basics. Are we attacking with... Yeah, I think we have to attack with base then.
Attack with both, it's lethal.
But if we attack with the Destiny Spinner as well, yeah, we have lethal as long as they didn't have anything. But if they have anything and they're spending it on our Destiny Spinner, then that's fine too.
Yeah.
Well, not really fine, but...
Yeah.
Like, we'd be dead anyway, right?
We got a shooter shot, is how I look at it. Did we get there?
Fire Blast on the Destiny.
Fire Blast in the spinner? Okay, take 10, dude.
We do need to find another way of doing some damage now.
Yeah.
We haven't got the most amount of turns left.
If we sit back there, right, we're dead.
Yeah.
They're at 1 now with 1 card in hand. Attack us for 2. Oh, Sanctum. Okay, great. Cool. We get a 4.
It's not the way.
Pass.
That's lethal. Let's go and
almost got there.
Be on the play.
So I think we can play a dress down, right?
Over like an Estrid's.
Oof.
3 mana spells. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whilst we have this 15 mana spell, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, maybe we don't need Emrakul, right? Like maybe we can just, the spinners are fragile, but
I'd like to have a threat that wins us the game that doesn't require us to have a creature that's got 3 toughness or less.
Yeah. Yeah, true. So maybe you can trim 1 abundant growth.
Trim fetch land if you wanted. So maybe that's a little bit sketchy, but.
Alright, you got out of 18 lands. That's kind of crazy. But I mean, this is fine, right?
Yeah, we'll give it a go. Like we're just sort of tweaking the margins here anyway. We've already. All right. This hand doesn't really go anywhere, does it? And it's all lands. So. Now this hand does go somewhere, sort of.
This goes, yeah.
It's got a redraw. It can kill some creatures. Then we keep this.
Well, we have 1 mana. Get rid of anything, right?
Yeah. So probably throw back 1 binding here. We've still got 2. They might not even give us enough threats to hit them. These bindings.
Yeah.
We've only got 5 minutes here, so apologies if I don't fully discuss all the plays. I don't want to get just jammed up.
Yeah. It's tough when you're doing this to, like, get in the tank.
White or blue? White or green? Sure.
Yeah. plains.
Yeah.
With the Windswept Heath, and
we can put the Nylea's presence on it as well.
Yeah.
Right. Can we draw a card? 3 cards, please. Estrid's Invocation. Right, that's a
great
thing for later. So we can do that thing that you said right at the top about doing the Leyline Binding.
Mm-hmm.
And just save ourselves some life here.
No, yeah, plains, yeah.
Right.
We can wait for it. Just wait.
You reckon?
Just
oh, I suppose we can get the card out of them first, can't we?
Yeah. Yeah, get the card out of them, or you know, maybe they do so. We'll get the card. Thank you. And then
I'm in my. We have like hardly any time left on the clock. Panicking mode. It's a real classic. Our opponent only has 1 land. Our second main step. All right. This is fine. We have an answer for that sewn up.
Just bind it.
Bind it. Play Enchantress here.
You have the fetch for the fluster for anything they're doing.
Another. No. What is this? All right. Sure. We can get rid of this.
Yeah, we can get rid of it.
It'll cost us a little bit of life, but at the end of the day, that's not too bad. So Sanctum's
great draw. I would just tap that and the presence for
this new mana thing is certainly eating into our cock a little bit.
It is really, really all right.
We're all set up. We just need to find the way to win the game now. All right, so cracking a fetch, getting a Badlands. Hawkish Bowmasters feels because this is a mandatory draw as well, so we can't ever say no to it. Shoulder's Edict. I don't care if we lose one of these guys.
Oh, we could
I'd rather save our life, I think, with Fluster. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
It's a tough call.
Riftbolt. No. Right, that's not the one. I'm basically treating this Flusterstorm as gain 4 life. It's kind of... Alright. I don't think it's something they're going to play around anyway. Another Riftbolt. Okay. There we go. This is the one we wanted. Well, we tap Sanctum once it's in play because we get 1 more mana, right?
No, but we need the extra green to activate.
Oh yeah, sure. No Bowmasters. I'd like to see that.
Then we play the forest. We can activate 2 of them.
This is 5.
Maybe we don't want to fetch.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's one of the things I was thinking of.
Yeah, don't fetch. Just attack them with 1, I think.
Right, we can attack with 2 next turn if we need to. Because in theory we should have lethal next turn. And we can also hold up the Flusterstorm more easily as well next turn. For something like a Price of Progress. Oh, okay.
Alright, fetch.
Let's go and get our Trop.
No, basic, no. Oh, man.
Because of this.
Fluster it. Yeah, fluster it. Jeez. What am I saying?
Well, we could have flustered off the this without having to crack this, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, it's this flashing red. Red thing. We spent too much time debating the minutiae in game 1, I think.
I wish it was. They just had an Emrakul alert. Like alert, there's an Emrakul in your hand. Come on, let's go. Now they're gonna bolt the spinner, right?
Maybe that's the thing we're supposed to count. Although it's going to be hard to count that when they got their mana open anyway. So, right, a 1/2. That's fine. I think we just take the damage off this guy. Chain Lightning. We cannot throw this one back. It's going to put us to 5. But I think we need to have the redraws because we need to find the thing to win the game here. So I think there's definitely some different ways we could have approached this game.
Sure.
Elephant Grass, okay. So the one, I'm not even going to play this out. I don't think that's the correct thing to do there. Like if they lightning bolt us, then we have to chump block. Although if they have lightning bolt, they probably just attack and then bolt our face. So are we supposed to chump block this turn? We got 1 card in hand. I think it was a... Okay, they're paying here, aren't they? I think we just have to take it here. As awful as that is.
Bolt dead.
Ah, yeah, that's dead. Yeah, I think the way we deployed our Flusterstorm could have been possibly slightly different.
Yeah, I got really excited. We would have taken 2 damage if we
just crack the fetch. Yeah, we take 3 damage, including the one from the fetch. And then we can save that for something else, like a turn like this where we're attacking them with the elephant grass as well, something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I imagine this matchup is actually like a little bit tricky in some respects because like a lot of our permanents, like our Leyline Bindings and stuff, they don't really impact just lining bolts off the top. And if we don't have the win condition, and the fact that our spinner is a 3 toughness guy is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
That's one of those things.
Yeah.
We got 4 more rounds though, so let's smash into those. Right,
Either
we're into round 2 and we are on the play again. Well, I can work out what to do with this one. Only 1 land, but we can get basic, and then we actually have quite a lot of mana, even if we don't have a lot of land, and we've got the access to the Enchantress here. It's probably the Invocation that goes.
Yeah, let's pitch a growth. No. Yeah,
you don't want the growth.
Pitch a growth. Yeah, we're so light on like engines and stuff, and we can operate.
I guess this can just blink off of an abundant growth every turn, can't it? Just make us a whole bunch of mana.
Yeah.
Growth or sprawl is probably. I don't know. That's a tough one, I think. Actually, I think it's probably growth this turn, and then we can see what colors. Like we're probably going to want blue, but maybe we need to pivot into white immediately.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably just growth this turn. I bet you've seen that before. Yeah.
Oh my! It's like what's going on over there? I had somebody like that. I had a carpet out, and they're like, "I'm gonna daze and waste my own land," and it's like you just lost the game because now you can't pay for elephant grass. So
ponder off of an underground sea from our opponent. So it could be anything really. Could be like Scam. Could be Doomsday. Could be Grixis Delver. Who knows? Could be the 4-color control deck. I don't think that's going to immediately impact how we play this next turn out. Stick a bunch of stuff on our forest, I guess, right? What color do you think we're naming with this sprawl, though?
I wish I knew what our opponent was on. I think you probably name because if you name blue, you could copy the sprawl for white, but I think probably just play on white and just.
So I would probably choose blue there, but then again, I've not played this deck, so I'm going to take your word for that one, because I think being able to cast more of our spells is probably a bigger deal, especially in a world of Bowmasters and things. A Duress. Okay, so this is going to be annoying, because we're going to lose our green suns. Or they might take the weird card.
Yeah.
That's always one of the things. Also, Duress in their deck probably means they're a combo deck, so we could be looking at something like Storm.
Yeah.
Fair decks don't run Duress. So it could be like Epic Storm or something. So we don't actually get to cast any of our spells. Because they've played the Duress, I think we're safe to play this Serra Sanctum out without fear of Wasteland.
Yeah. In my heart, I'm just like traumatized by all the Bowmasters, you know, that it's like I'm just like I wanna make sure the On Thin Ice is castable in the event that the Estrid didn't resolve.
I think especially when your opponent's leading off with an Underground Sea Ponder. I don't think it's unreasonable to want to be able to kill a Bowmasters. Especially when we have card for okay, Doomsday.
Alright, Doomsday. I mean, we're dead here, but it's not. This is like oddly not the worst combo deck. Just because they can be kind of slow sometimes.
Like when I play Doomsday, then it's a very slow deck.
I mean, obviously,
both time and turns.
I had a league. I won 2-1 versus Doomsday earlier, and then lost 1-2 to Doomsday earlier. And in each of those matches, there was a game where they just see Ritual Doomsday. So just dead. But other games have been able to fluster it or get an uncounterable dress down. The spinner was out and draw a card off the Argothian. It was unlock the challenge.
See what build they're on. Looks pretty standard. What we got here? 1 personal tutor. No, you carry on. I'll just keep looking while you do those things. Lands a diamond. Consider. All right. So pretty standard looking turbo. Nothing unusual there. Like no main deck veils that I can see.
We didn't show them.
Well, we showed them the Invocation, but that's not.
Oh yeah, they duressed us, right? Yeah. They still don't know.
All right. So Flusterstorms and Dress Down. These are our friends. Mindbreak Trap is one that can be good, or it can do literally nothing. So it's kind of a weird one.
We have other dead cards though, so it's like whatever. Might
So
as
we
well
just
bring it in.
just smash out the removal, right?
Yeah.
Because there's 8, so we can have at least 4 more things if we want those.
I guess veils
Oh,
and
actually
carpets
no.
are
I
good.
tell you what, we do want to get rid of these elephant grasses. I'd rather
Veils
keep in a
and
Leyline
carpets.
Binding than an elephant grass if it comes to it.
Yeah, true. So yeah, veils and carpets I think come in.
And then we keep 1 binding just as a hedge. I honestly
Yeah.
don't think my red trap is great.
It's probably not great, but I don't. I mean, everything else we're doing is it's not.
I
it's not
just
great
sometimes
either.
worry about the pivot into shoulder that they do.
Oh yeah. I have seen that. So maybe it's not wrong to.
All right, let's take out the Court of Grace maybe and have a binding and a mind red trap. How's that
Court of
sound?
Grace is actually a nice clock. I've won a
True.
game against them. I would leave it on thin ice over the binding because there's no real setup for on thin ice. If they do pivot to the shielder thing, that's like a little bit easier. And yeah, you can trim that. Maybe Emrakul is also just like overkill, and you just keep a spinner and throw another 1 mana enchantment in to cycle. Maybe even a grass, just a cycle.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not much, do. We're trying to just.
I guess they're not really going to interact with our threats as a general rule.
Yeah.
So this hand is like a good hand, but obviously the matchup is kind of a bit of an awkward one sometimes. So
if it's a slower Doomsday hand, this isn't that bad because we can get a spinner out.
Yeah, we get some really good
threaten the
pressure
life
early on.
total. Yeah.
Like if they have like a turn 1 or whatever, or then I guess that's just something that we just take, really, right? I don't think we should be mulliganing to one of our 2 flusters or anything.
Yeah, not here. I think. Yeah.
Let me keep with this one, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see how many cards they want to have. 6. All right. Keep
I
going.
go back
Give
and
us
forth.
a break.
Yeah, please. I go back and forth because I'll like overmull, and then like they have like a very, very slow hand, and it's like great. I have, I mulled to oblivion for nothing.
I had a game where I mulled against like oops all spells with some deck, and I was on the draw, so I was like, okay, I need like a turn 1 piece of graveyard hate, and then they kept like a really slow hand that didn't kill me to like turn 6 or 7. I was like, what? I could have been fine with all these like medium hands. It's just like a turn 2 collector reef or something. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, you end up killing me with Charbelcher instead, so it was even funnier because it was pointless having this graveyard hate. Well, that's the game of Magic the Gathering sometimes. Okay, that's a good draw. So I think we
spinner
just
and hold up Fluster.
yeah, same page with you there. Right, it's a second straight. If they try and counterspell this, are we supposed to fight back? Or are we supposed to hold that for Doomsday?
Doomsday.
Yeah.
We have a green sun in our hand.
Yeah, we've got more access to stuff. We just don't want to get done by them. Right. Ponder. Just keep laser focused on waiting for this Doomsday to come out.
This happened to me earlier. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him, and it's like turn after turn went by, and it's like, oh man, could have like developed a little more. And then of course the next game it was like turn 2. I didn't hold it up, and it's our time to shine.
All right,
Go.
get him. I doubt they're going to see this coming. All right, feel pretty good with that turn. And now we don't have anything to hold up anyway, so we can just like dump. Oh, we have the Veil of Summer. I don't think we hold up the Veil of Summer though.
I think we presence Nylea presence on or do we just green sun?
Yeah, I was thinking we can either get an Enchantress or we get an Enchantress and we get double draw off the presence next turn.
Yeah.
Or we can get the spinner and just start chipping away.
Yeah. I like that because it's like, what are they going to take out of our hand if they for the Veil? It's like they're going to take out the
green sun, so we might as well
Estrid
just
or
play
the
it,
present.
yeah.
Like, who cares? Yeah.
What do you reckon? I think we want the spinner for this matchup, right? Rather than the Enchantress. We want to be able to actually pressure our opponent's life total.
Yeah.
Or do you want to just try and draw more cards next turn?
It's tough. Tough call. I'm just like being anxious about the clock now. Yeah. I mean, you make the call.
I'm going to go for pressure, and it's going to blow back horribly on us. They're just going to go again, aren't they? And just guess. Oh, they are.
Yeah.
I was joking, but okay.
Them's the beats.
Well, they're unlikely to win this turn.
It's fine because we're just gonna draw. We're gonna draw a dress down. Everything's gonna be
Yeah, see, this does set us up for the uncountable dress down draw, which is good. We might end up in a weird situation where we wait, where we don't tap any of our lands and we just try and Veil of Summer to draw into the dress down in response to their Thassa's Oracle. That could be a really weird line that we might end up having to go for. Because if we play this Nylea's Presence, if we don't draw a land on our next turn, then we can't do a dress down. So, alright, let's see if they did board anything spicy. No, nothing spicy there. Just regular bits and pieces. Don't think they boarded very much at all here. Come on, dress down. It's not a dress down. So if we play this Nylea's Presence, we're looking for just Flusterstorm. If we hold up this Veil of Summer, we play Veil of Summer in response to the Thassa's Oracle, we draw a card, we can play either Dress Down or Flusterstorm, although Flusterstorm won't do anything. Flusterstorm might not do anything anyway. So I think I've convinced ourselves to hold up Veil as a cantrip to try and cantrip into Dress Down. Does that sound right to you?
I'm not seeing anything else that's gonna get us there.
Like, that's assuming our opponent can kill us on the next turn, which they should be able to do with 3 lands in play, because that means they've got enough mana to play like a Consider or something into like fewer cyclers.
Yeah, if I was more schooled on Doomsday, perhaps we could have discerned that from their exile pile. But I imagine they're just...
They've done a multiple Oracle pile, I think, maybe. They can have an Oracle here and then an Oracle as a bottom card. Oh no, they're just going for it. It's the last card. Okay. Well, it's the all or nothing gambit.
Yeah, let's live the...
Give him the fear.
Draw a card, see if it was 1 card deeper.
Oh no.
We were dead to butts. Yeah, maybe we just needed to mull a little harder.
Like, we had a piece of interaction. The fact they had back-to-back Doomsday turns without having to filter for it. Like, if we'd have had one more turn of attacks, this game would have been completely different, I think.
No, for sure. Yeah, so I think like being able to interact with that first Doomsday is something like not really usually able to do against them. So it's nice that there is that stopgap at least.
Yeah, sometimes they're gonna have it.
Didn't work
sometimes you're gonna have all the things. So like, if we'd have drawn that dress down there, we would have felt like absolute gods.
Yeah,
But,
that would have been really insane.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. All right, 3 more rounds to go. Let's keep chugging. All right, we're into round 3, and our opening hand doesn't have any mana to begin with. So an easy mulligan. I like the easy mulligans sometimes. It's not. It's the ones where it's really close, and you're sort of and error, and then you go for it, and then you lose the game. You think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that annoy you more. Let's have some mana sources.
Ugh.
It's not special, is it? But we can play the game a little bit, but not really.
No, just mull. That's way better.
Mirri's Guile covers a lot of sins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, what are we shipping here, though? Probably the Leyline Binding, because that's a 6 mana thing, and we don't have any way of cheating this into play.
Yeah.
And then the other card is a bit trickier.
Is
it one of the Enchantresses? Or is it... Oh, you reckon... I guess if we have 2 Enchantresses, we'll find more spinners, won't we?
Yeah, and it's like, if we wanted the spinner to like make sure we resolve the Enchantress, well, we have 2, so play that game.
Ancient Team. Chalice the Voidful. Oh, Patchwork.
Right.
Okay. It's not the worst.
It's like, oh, you put the spinner back, you're playing against 8 cats. It's Chalice on 1.
Right, so we can fetch a Savannah here because our opponent's not going to mess with our lands.
The only problem is if you get a Savannah, you can't on Thin Ice.
But we can't on Thin Ice if we don't have white mana anyway.
Well, so... you get a basic. I mean, we're not doing it here.
We need to get some more mana before we can do this anyway, right? So
Indeed.
We might as well get a snow-covered forest, I suppose. Just get Mirri's Guile in and just start looking at some cards.
Yeah. I mean, you're most likely to find a snow-covered or another fetch, so they're taking 2 life a turn to attack if they're only going to use the 2.
Yeah, we can... I'd quite like to draw a card off this if possible.
Yeah.
But we'll see. All right, I think we get the Savannah.
Yep.
And just jam our little Mirri's Guile. I used to love this card back in the day when it was like everywhere. That was obviously a very long time ago, but oh, I feel old. When did you start playing Magic? What was your set that got you into it?
94. So I have like older brothers. So my older brother played he taught me and played Stasis against me. I think I psychoanalyzed myself, and it's like I think I like these prison decks because that's how I learned. I learned to play Magic was playing against Stasis.
Back in the day where prison decks were proper prison decks, where you never got to do anything at any point.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, we're going to tax you a bit. It's like, no, you don't. All your lands will come untapped. They'll never untap. Do not pass go.
Happening.
The good old days, eh? Back when you could land destruction people all the time.
I mean, like, earlier I was getting ghost quartered to death. You know, it's like, you know, times really haven't changed all too much. Definitely a different beat.
Yeah, I've ghost quartered someone out of the game quite recently as well. So it's like a weird thing that I play in Turbo Depths. Because you put Pith and Needle on Wasteland, so you have to run Ghost Quarter. But I've taken to running like 1 to 3 Life from the Loams in my 75, and I was just against a 4-color control deck and just ground out all their lands. It was very funny. A Pithing Needle, you say? All right. What are you gonna name? Good luck. Besagi. Besagi is a good name, to be fair.
Yeah, not a bad name.
All right, I'm gonna take a little chunk here. Come on, Mirri's Guile.
Oh, Christ.
Well. Where's our shuffle option? Like, do we just treat this as a... I guess we don't know what doing anything else. We can just pay this and save ourselves some life for a couple of turns. I think that's... Sure. Just give us a little bit more time to draw a land and set up. Like, they may just pay and attack with it, and, you know, that's fine. But if they're doing that, they're not making a construct, so that saves us a little bit down the line. Gotta do what you gotta do.
So then, just auto yield. There's so many upkeep triggers in this deck, so like just auto yield all of them for time purposes, and you pretty much always stack. You put the the grass triggers first, so that like the first thing you do is look with Mirri.
Mm-hmm.
It's great when they just don't even read Elephant Grass. They start doing all this stuff, and then they try to attack, and it's like, well, you can't do that.
All right. I used to play like Propaganda Prison, not Propaganda, Ghostly Prison. I was playing that once upon a time when Extended was still a thing that existed. Still nothing going on.
Help us out.
All right.
You get a 5?
It's not great. But I definitely keep the hand we kept again. Sometimes it's just not going to work out, and that's Magic the Gathering for you. All right. So we're going to get... a large creature in our face. How's trousers? Yeah, I don't think we can win this one now. We know what the top cards of our library is. We got one more. We get to see one additional card. I don't think that's going to make a difference, is it? No. We'll save the time on our clock. Okay.
Down is sick.
Yeah. Get in the bin.
Energy
There's a saga.
Flux.
Yeah. Ground Seal stops Emery shenanigans and is also a cantrip.
Yep.
So I'm pretty down for that. Carpet won't really do very much. They have like 2 islands. Veil of Summer is kind of a weird one because, yeah, they can run some counter spells, but also they can run Chalice. It's part of their counter spell suite. I'm not certain on that one. We have Bindings, which is a great answer for Chalice.
Yeah, we have the spinners and the bindings for Chalice stuff. Court of Grace is probably going to be hard to keep against this deck, so probably throw that away. I don't remember if I board out Emrakul versus 8-cast or not. Maybe you don't because they are running a great deal of counter magic. Maybe you trim a grass.
Yeah, they usually have a decent amount of mana, don't they?
Yeah, and you can trim a Abundant Growth.
So this is always the one you tend to trim, is it, the Abundant Growth?
Yeah, trim 1 Abundant and trim 1 Estrid. I think that seems fine. Yeah. Rest in Peace is another option. But yeah.
It does similar stuff, doesn't it, to Ground Seal in terms of what we're bringing in for this matchup, right? Because they both stop Emery, but at least this one cantrips.
Yeah, it's always a problem is like with super synergy decks because like board too much and then like your deck doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So this seems fine.
Right. Like the main problem was that our deck just didn't function. This
Yeah.
one is okay, but we'll need
It's a
some
little
more stuff.
slow.
But
Yeah, a little slow. But we have 3 enchantresses plus we have Destiny Spinner with the Green Sun.
yeah,
If need be for the Chalice to turn on Thin Ice and everything else in our deck. It's a close call. I mean, maybe, but like we also have 3 fetches, so we can get Binding online without Nylea's presence. This is like a close call. Maybe I'm just PTSD from that last game, and I'm like, just give me the 7 cards. But you might be able to keep this, but I don't think it's fair to go to 6 and see if you can do better.
what would you do in this situation?
I would. I think I'd probably. No, I'd mull. I think you just mull.
We need like a 1-drop or something to start us off. Ah!
Jokes on you. Yeah.
We've got some powerful engines to draw out of this. It's okay.
Yeah. Plus, like resolving an energy flux is
Oh yeah.
is usually GG's.
Right, this seems fine.
Yeah.
So keep the redraw. I don't think we need 3 lands. Probably throw back a trop.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because we have the abundant growth.
We need to keep the snow land.
Yep.
And this is our other colour, so... And then it's the grass or the binding, I think?
I guess.
The grass?
Yeah, I guess grass.
Alright. Let's draw an extra card. It's a land, alright. We're going to need a little bit of help. Alright.
Oh, ball.
Some amount of nonsense going on over there. They're going to turn their opal on. They are going to turn their opal on. Probably not amazing for us. Okay, that's fine. It's like, it's good velocity, but at least it's not a threat. Buys us a bit of time. Basically just kept a hand of random cards of just redraws. So they've seen our Verdant Catacombs. It's a pretty good draw.
Yeah, just jam her.
It's pretty force of willable.
Sure.
Alright, we're in. And because this is on cast, we're always going to get our cards. So even if they counter spell stuff down the line, we're going to end up on the exchange, which is always nice.
Yep.
Right, so they're cashing their baubles now. Alright, a Saga. We'll have to find a dress down for the future. Sure. So we can still cast our spells to draw a card if we want. But we have this Leyline Binding, which is castable. So I think the plan is play an Enchantress, go and get the tower with this, and turn ourselves on with another type. So then we can cast the Binding on the next turn, on the Chalice if we need to. And then also draw some cards off it. See, the easy turns, I know how to play those ones.
I like that this is just turning into the first hand where we had 2 enchantresses. it's just turning into that.
Yeah, but we had a 1-drop though. That's something. I think with the London Mulligan rule, it really pushes you to mulligan more because you shouldn't really keep a substandard hand when you have the ability to actually see so many cards. And oh my god, we didn't get the tower.
Oh, it's fine. We're chilling anyways. We're chilling.
Right, so we'll do it in our opponent's end step. We can go and get the tower, reduce the cost anyway, and then still.
They probably have Hull Breacher too, so.
I think we're just going to get some tokens here.
There's a window right now that we can't get Hull Breach.
So we get a tower here. This gives us, well, it only gives us 1 additional type. So it's about the same as getting a trop here, isn't it? Is that right? No, this gives us 2 types, doesn't it? Yeah, because
this gives us 2.
Yeah. And we can cast this for 2 mana. Draw some cards. I think we do have to get rid of the... Oh, okay. Metallic Rebuke. Understood. We still get to draw 2 cards though, so it's not the worst exchange for us. Destiny Spinner. All right.
Let's go.
That helps. That means we don't even need to get rid of the Chalice anymore. It's all working out in the end, maybe. Our opponent's taking a lot of damage though, so we might not need many hits. So next time we can play Destiny Spinner, kill one of their guys, and also Abundant Growth. It's not a bad turn. That's what, 6 cards we draw? But that can't kill our Destiny Spinner, but it can mess with the Unthin Ice. The Unthin Ice is just going to hit a construct anyway.
Yep.
So that doesn't really matter. We're going to make another guy to bash us for 7. We're down to 12, so we're going to be on even life totals.
It's fine. We're going to draw Dress Down.
Oh, that's going to be so good.
So I guess we'll tap Tower in the basic for... Ooh. Estrid.
Play our guy. Draw some cards. If they have Force of Will, this is a very juicy target. Yeah, they do have it. Alright. Are we binding the Chalice? I don't think we have that luxury. I think we have to get rid of one of the constructs.
Yeah. Yeah, and we might have to do it on our turn just because of...
Metallic Rebuke and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tough out there for us today. Let's see. Let's get rid of one of these guys. You can Haywire Might that, but you won't get anything back, so that's not too bad. We're possibly going to have to chump block this turn.
We're still in this.
Because they got a lot of the old boys coming now. Because they're going to be 6/6s. So they're going to have to get blocked. So we can block 1. Like, just drawing a Dress Down and we're all good. Was this going to be Besage again, I imagine? Destiny Spinner. Okay, yeah, that makes sense too.
Energy Flux would also really...
Yep, so we take 8 this turn.
So
we have to block, otherwise you die.
Yeah, we don't have to block with both, right?
No, we can hopefully be alright here. I don't know, we'll see. Dress Down, boom. Alright, not a Dress Down. Right. So we probably just have to start casting some spells to draw some cards into a Dress Down. We've still got a land drop as well. We can Estrid's Invocation, but that only gets rid of 1 token, so that's not really good enough.
Yeah, it's not going to be good enough here.
We need to Dress Down or bust, really.
Yeah.
Thinking a long time about their own Chalice of the Void trigger.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they had to step away.
Come on, deck. Okay, I guess we go again. Come on, deck. Right, we get one more spin of the wheel here, don't we? We've still got a land drop to make as well. This taps for the blue for the Dress Down, isn't it?
Well, abundant growth on that.
Come on, Dress Down. That's not a Dress Down. What does Elephant Grass do? They can pay to attack with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we can't resolve it. We're dead.
I guess the other option we had this turn was we could have played Elephant Grass and then Invocationed it.
No, it costs 1, right? We can't resolve anything.
Oh yeah, we can't resolve it. Yeah. No, yeah, we got nothing here. Oh dear.
If we had the grass down earlier, then maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Mold of 5 was just like pretty brutal. But
we're not having the greatest of luck here today. But that's the thing with Magic though. It has variance built into it, and sometimes you're going to end up slightly on the wrong side. But like if one of these was a Dress Down, then this game kind of carries on and it'd probably be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, or even like the Energy Flux. Maybe we do want Veil of Summers in this matchup. I haven't nailed down exactly what I do. Like it's like I know I'm bringing in Dress Downs. I know I'm bringing in Energy Flux. Like certain matchups, I only bring in 2 Veils. Sometimes I bring in 3. Maybe 8 cast. It is just worth it to assure that something super impactful resolves that you just run.
But then you get situations like this where you caught into a Chalice. So
yeah,
one of those things.
Yeah, well, maybe we should have prioritized the Chalice coming down. Oh, you know what? We're stupid. We could have Estrid. We could have put Estrid down first. Copy the binding to hit the Chalice, and then that turns on all our spells. We're stupid.
Yeah. But that is to be fair, that is a 3-mana play.
Yeah.
Doesn't give us,
sure.
Which only gives us a little bit of mana to work with afterwards. So we'll probably still end up in the same situation because the top of our deck was just lands.
We get like 1 redraw with the.
So we'd have to tap 3 mana for this. Then we'd have 1 mana available.
Yeah.
We still haven't played a land yet, so we could play 1 land and play Utopia Sprawl, and then we tap this, and then I think we draw less cards. I think that way. Maybe we draw one less card.
Yeah, we do. So if we ice, we would still need another blocker, right? Because they can pay 2. They can attack with 1, 2. They can attack with 3 creatures. Ice 1. There's 6 6s. So we would take 7. Yeah, we're still dead.
All right.
But I just blanked on we can actually get rid of the chalice.
Well, I think we were just
a Sanctum there would have been really.
I think
nice
the situation we were in there was just down or bust. So I think the way that lets us see the most cards was the right play, even if we didn't see this play necessarily. Like, being able to draw more stuff, being able to actually have the spells in play might have been useful. I guess Abundant Growth draws us 1 extra card as well. So it ends up the same, I think, either way.
Yeah, they played the chalice on that last turn, right? That's what they tapped the 2 for.
No, the 2 was for the attack. Or I can't remember now. Anyway, we've got 2 more rounds to go. Let's see if we can get some wins on the board. All right.
Look at this. We're having a great
round 4. Oh, we got so many spells in our deck. Look at them. All right. All right, that's just good. I like this one.
This is I like this.
What goes back here?
1 sprawl.
You reckon a sprawl?
We'll see what we're up against.
Cavern of Souls. What's it going to name? Murphy. Oh, wowzers. It's been a hot minute since I've seen a Murphic deck. Ether Vial. Okay. So I think this turn we just play the sprawl out and ramp ourselves. It's annoying because it's like the way that we draw cards, but I think just having more mana for the following turn is better.
Yeah, and I kind of I think name white because I don't want this Ether Vial doing Ether Vial things, and we want to be able to bind, so we're going to want to put that fetch on the tower, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what we draw, but
contemplating a Force of Will on our Utopia Sprawl. All right. Not even seeing that many Ether Vials these days, let alone ones in Murphic decks.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Tide Shaper. What's that one? Enters battlefield. If it was kicked, target land becomes an island. Okay. Fair enough. So we're probably just getting another... Okay, they're not kicking... What are they putting in with this? Could be Curse Catcher? No, it's just a Tide Shaper coming in. So no kick on this. We don't have to worry about that too much. I think we're probably still getting a Forest off of our Windswept Heath anyway. All right, now we don't have to make that decision. We can just play the Forest. Yep. Or do you want to play the Windswept Heath so that we can go get the tower?
Play the Heath. Play the Heath.
And then we can Leyline Binding next turn. Or we could Leyline Binding this turn if we wanted to, but I think we should get set up and draw some cards.
Yeah. They're not... Like, I was playing against Goblins, played that matchup a whole bunch, and, like, they are so fast that, like, you really do have to prioritize just, like, holding up a binding or, fetching the planes to on thin ice right away. Yeah. There's just no real time to set up. You can't let the lackey hit you. You're dead.
Yeah, well, I've been playing the turbo build with like the name sticker goblin that kills on turn 1 sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
It's just that deck is real fun.
When I first played against it, I'm like, oh, what's the worst they could do? I was like, do I play the grass out defensively? Like, nah, I probably.
This is non-creature spells, isn't it? Yeah, sure. If they want to sacrifice guys to counter our enchantments, that's probably fine. But take a little hit here, but it's just turn 3 taking our first damage. The worst.
Attack for
I think we're probably getting basics with this wasteland being held up, right?
Yeah.
So we don't need to crack this now. On thin ice.
Go. All right. So yeah, just play the forest and then hold up the white mana for the.
Yeah, so we jam the Enchantress first, I think, because we can play around this. This is only 1, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we tap the forest with it too, so we have the white floating.
And then we can crack this and pay if we have to. But if they want to sacrifice Murphic, it's doing the job it's doing anyway. So.
Yeah. Do they play like bounce permanent spells like a Flicker Wisp in Merfolk?
No, it's literally just a bunch of fish.
Okay.
All right, they're Force of Willing. Wowzers.
Okay.
I think we still do this.
No, I think actually just resolve the Enchantress, and then I think we can take. They have no cards in hand, right? Take one more hit. What is this? Gonna be 5/6.
I think we get planes here, right?
Yeah.
No, he has to get a green source actually to cast the
Yeah, you gotta
Enchantress.
get green. You gotta get green.
So
yeah.
we have to get a forest. We got just the white mana off of the Sprawl, but we can't double spell that easily next turn, unless we draw some more mana or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So we can take another little hit. This is what, 6, and then we can start slapping their creatures down.
Yeah, they're hellbent, right?
Yeah. Merfolk doesn't really reload ever either. It's not like goblins where it can just like Muxus or Recruiter. There's a reason why you don't see a lot of Merfolks. Every so often somebody does 5-0 a league with it, and I'm always like, should I play this? No, I shouldn't play this. Although, I don't know if there's any Merfolk in the new set, but you never know.
Yeah, I know there's been like some talk, like there's a couple, there's one that's sort of like I think it like stifles. It's like a fish that stifles.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All
right, that's also pretty good too. Yeah. So let's make some mana. We start on the thin ice. And let's put on this.
It's like a little fuzzy on my screen. Is the Silver Guile the biggest?
Yeah, but if we take this out, that takes out 3 power as well, and takes away the ability to counter stuff.
Oh, that's a Lord. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Hexcatcher's that's a good card.
Sort of new, the Curse Catcher Lord. Oh, that's quite a nice one.
Ooh, or we could just not even. Yeah, Spinner's nice. Spinner's nice.
They could just dump another Lord. They've got 1 card in hand and run on 2.
Yeah, so lead with Spinner.
It's nice when all your spells cantrip. It's like playing Beanstalk all over again.
Yeah, yeah. I have a theory for a Beanstalk Enchantress thing.
That sounds good. I think it's probably the Sprawl rather than the Grass here. I guess it depends. If a Lord's coming out of here, we're going to want the Grass.
Just play the Grass is what I would do.
Look at that. We've even got more time on our clock than our opponent. I'm proud of us. All right. It's a pretty good turn. We now have the biggest creature on the board. Oh, maybe not for much longer. Trickster. This one. Enters the battlefield, bounce a creature. Oh, tap target creature an opponent controls. It loses all abilities until end of turn. Okay. Do you reckon we pay to keep this Grass for a turn as well?
Yeah.
But like the first one feels so free to pay for, doesn't it? We just have like a big turn and spew a load of stuff. No. That's not how that works.
Take it back. Say you're sorry.
Should be even Elephant Grass should be even better against Merfolk because like they're not even supposed to be on land.
Yeah.
It's an absolute flavor fail there.
Yeah. Or a flavor win, right? If a Merfolk did find itself in some Elephant Grass, it might be pretty confused. Doesn't know what to do.
Let's pay for this one for turn. Mirri's Guile's interesting. I think we lead off on this one. We just stack up our one here. I think we probably want to name green here, looking at what we've got in hand. Yes. And I guess we're gonna make a bunch of mana. I don't know if we even need to Leyline Binding right now.
Can't anyway, so just start.
Is it not 3? No, it's yes, 4 mana now, isn't it? Oh no, these aren't planes. Sorry, yeah. Miles away from that one. All right, we got planes. Windswept Heath, so we can keep going if we want to as well.
Oh. Yeah, so it's like we could bind for 2 or just keep going. I kind of think keep going and maybe just play the snow covered out and then abundant on the snow covered.
Well, I was thinking we do this one because we've already got the fetch, so we can go and get something else. Nylea's Presence. So now we can take 1 life to do this. Do you want to play another Enchantress, do you think? Or should we just play this Nylea's Presence?
I think play the Nylea's Presence.
Let's get another forest, I guess. This is going to be everything anyway. Okay, let's draw some cards. We can just remove all of their things next turn. Right, so now we have a 2/3 that can stop them attacking potentially anyway. Yeah, next time we can just shred all their things. So we take out the Ether Vial, and then we pick off the creatures. Another Ether Vial, okay. Maybe pick off the creatures now, I don't know. I think we'll let the Elephant Grass go. Right, we've got 2 removal spells and some big booties.
And we just drew. Yeah, I would play the other Enchantress out. I can tap for just one of the basic forests. And,
we can just do this one. I think we want to leave white up for this turn. Are we supposed to be... Do you think we're supposed to be hitting the creatures or the vials here?
What do they have that's 3 mana in their deck? Is that card the
Is that new lord? Is that new lord?
Yeah.
That like scries or something?
I think you could start with the Destiny Spinner. Maybe just start with the spinner. Just because like
it's just another body that's bigger than theirs at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have too many tricky cards, right? But that's gonna punish us. I just like literally haven't played against Merfolk. So
like we can do 2 Leyline Bindings at instant speed. They're uncounterable.
Yeah, which seems good.
So maybe we just play the Mirri's Guile and hold these 2 up for the Leyline Bindings.
Yeah, we could still cast it too.
Right. I don't think we're attacking just yet. Might as well wait one more turn and then just do a massive attack. We're nearly halfway through our deck. I didn't put in a 3-drop there, so that was good for us. I think with double vial, I'm more inclined to just hit the creatures that come out of them rather than the vials themselves.
Yeah, I guess it's a little different than like the Death and Taxes matchup, where like the Ether Vial is like the instance.
Yeah, like this is like the trickiest thing they have. Obviously, it's called Trickster, so I guess it's very tricky. But I'll make an uncounterable Merfolk as an description. Silver Guile Adept revealing a Merfolk Trickster. Okay. How many of your creatures are going to go under the bus this turn, opponent? We're only on 5, so they might try and push damage, which will end very poorly for them. Right, I think we're going to jam some of these now. We want some extra cards. Another removal spell, sure. Let's just get rid of one of the 2-power guys.
And then now maybe you do hit the chalices. You could hit the chalice that's on 1, so you can't do the Trickster thing. You'd have to like actually play that.
You think we hit the vial on 1 rather than 3?
Yeah, because next turn it would go up to 2, and he showed us, they showed us the Trickster, and we have an on thin ice for another one of their creatures.
All right.
That's my thought, but again, that's like
let's just find a Serra Sanctum and put this
Serra
one away.
Sanctum, right? Yeah, come on. Estrid is fine too, and a Sprawl is fine.
We can have both of them.
Put the Sprawl on top. Yeah, we're gonna remove their entire board this turn. We start with you start with the Sprawl, and then you can on thin ice something, and then copy it with Estrid, and then copy.
And then blue for this one. For Estrid.
I usually just name green because it has Nylea's presence on it, so if need be, we can swap it.
So we can just tap this one for blue if we want, and just play the Invocation. Oh no, we need the thin ice first, don't we? Go 2/2. And then we can tap this one for blue. Do this. Is thin ice better than binding here, or does it not matter?
I mean, if you're worried about the Ether Vial on 3.
Yeah, I guess we can binding the vial.
Yeah, like I'm kind of like scared because I just don't know. I just don't know what the hell it's gonna pull out.
Like, it's gonna be hard for us to mess this one up in theory.
Yeah.
We just keep binding those things here.
Cast Elephant Grass, and then we're gonna draw into Sanctum. Next turn. I mean, you really send a message with another on thin ice.
I do like sending a message.
We have 15 cards. They need an island to play the Trickster, right? They can't even cast the Trickster.
We could play an Elephant Grass as well if we wanted to. Again, it's a case of we just have so much stuff now. It doesn't really matter what we do here, does it?
Fed.
Alright. Just keep clicking until the turn passes. Good luck, opponent.
We do see the Emrakul now, so if we needed to, we definitely like don't need it, right? If you don't need to pay for grass, it's over. You can give them back their file back on 0. If you wanted to draw another card, maybe just copy. You could just copy whatchamacallit, like a Utopia Sprawl or something, just to make sure the mana's right. Because what they could do is flash in that Trickster and be like, oh, the spinner can't do its thing, but actually that doesn't even do anything, right?
Yeah, like we just need to activate some stuff and don't our opponent here. So how much does tap for? A bunch. 3. Any others tap for more than that? This one taps for 2, doesn't it?
No. Do that abundant growth land, because
this one? Yeah.
That's just kind of like general rule of thumb, is to like, you don't want to attack with things that have like on thin ice or whatever out. Because if there's like a death touch creature or something, it's just like, a lot of times it just doesn't matter. But there are times where like...
we've got 4 mana left over, so we could just jam like Court of Grace. Oh, this is our upkeep. What am I doing? I haven't even drawn a card for 10 yet. Whoopsies.
We're going to do the same thing anyways. Yeah. I would just attack first. Or, you draw 2.
These don't grow, do they? It's the amount you have when you activated it, right?
Yeah. That's actually annoying, right? Because can't they give haste away from it? 2, 3...
Well, they tap it as well as part of the thing.
Yeah.
There's a Trickster. Like, we don't need to do anything here because we can just kill them on the next 10 anyway, so we might as well just keep our guys back just in case the worst happens.
Yeah, it still would have been nice to find Sanctum there, because just play a land and activate in response. Or just don't play a land.
Do we have anything? Yeah,
actually play a land, because like maybe they wasteland it and it's like, okay, cool.
Let's just have this as well. God, we'll make sure we don't deck, but we can always discard the Emrakul now. Actually, I think we probably do just discard the Emrakul here, don't we? Although we're going to shuffle those horrible lands back in. That's fine, that's fine. Again, we're not losing this game unless we make some sort of wild mistake here. I don't even think a mistake is good enough for our opponent. They're so far behind.
Well, because Destiny Spinner stuff, there's like some fragility to it.
Well, we've got the third Destiny Spinner in hand as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Mirri's Guardian just for a...
for Sanctum.
Serra's. We've used quite a lot of our clock now, though. But sure. Alright,
don't animate a dual land.
Yeah. Hold on, we don't want to do those ones. We want to do it on the ones that don't have on thin ice. So this one.
Yeah. They have a land, so who cares? Wait.
Oh, I don't think they're going to have anything useful. Oh, they're going to have another one of those things. Aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to have another one.
Like, it doesn't really change anything. Next turn we just throw it again.
Yeah.
And we're still safe here. Like, we're making 4/4 angels every turn as well. We've got a load of instant speed stuff. We just need to actually win the game and then go to the next game. I don't know. I think we can play a bit fast and loose without too much of an issue. Oh, no, not that one. Ah, it's too late. Anyway, just click on whatever, just go to the next turn. Carry on, opponent. Like, Merfolk doesn't really have any comeback mechanics as a deck, which is one of the reasons why people don't really play it.
I think it's like pretty good in Modern, right?
I don't play Modern, so I haven't got a clue.
No.
Not played Modern for a very long time. Alright, let's make a bunch of mana.
They don't have more than 4, right?
I hope not. Cool. Let's just get this game over and done with.
Come on.
We very much did our thing this game, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
We kept 7, right? Or no, we went to 6.
Sideboarding. I would like to name Merfolk with this.
Yeah. Carpet's not great against them, right? They play a decent amount of non-basics, but it's probably worth like bringing in 2.
Certainly an
all
option.
3. I've just never.
Veil is okay because they run Daze and Force and other Force on the sideboard.
Yeah.
Dress Down's an interesting one because they have loads of lords and stuff that pump stuff, and you can just switch it all off and just crunch them all because they're little.
Yeah, that seems good. Energy Flux. They play Chalice in that deck, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think they have it in the sideboard or something. But
okay. Yeah, because if it's Chalice and Vials, then maybe Energy Flux, but maybe Energy Flux is just not enough.
I think they've got like at least 8 1-drop things now. Since they printed that Tide Shaper guy, they stopped playing Chalice.
Okay, so Carpet, Carpet seems okay.
Court of Grace might be difficult to keep the Monarch, and that might be a way our opponent can get in if they've got if we've got like a Nylea's presence, or they turn one of our things into island. So I think that could be.
We can also just keep it in, and we just like I haven't played many games of it. My theory with Court of Grace is that like you just play it. You don't just like play it on an open board, right? Like you just kind of chill with it. But you know, maybe in this matchup it's not enough with the elephant grasses and stuff. So yeah, you can cut it. Dress down is more reliable. Maybe you trim an Estrid. You trim to cut 3 cards.
Now, we don't have to board in all of these necessarily.
Yeah, we'll take out 2 growths for sure, or just just bring in 1 carpet. I don't know how good carpet is going to be against them. No, wild growths for carpet.
Sorry.
Yeah, we want wild growth out for carpet of flowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we want to be able to keep churning through. I just don't know how good carpet is against Merfolk.
It varies.
Yeah, so
like you should be giving you like 2 mana on average.
Okay,
but
so it's probably
sometimes
so maybe, yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't give you anything. Like in that last thing where our opponent's hand was terrible. This hand doesn't really do anything because we need a second land.
Yeah.
London Mulligan's too powerful to keep a hand like this. In the bad old days of before you even scried when you did Mulligan, it was just nope. This is your 7. Sketchy times.
No, it's like the old Paris Mulligan. It's like just go to 6. Just go to 5. Just like brutal.
Alright, this one looks pretty good to me.
This looks good.
Like the Utopia Sprawl means that we don't have to worry about this turning into. Actually, no. If this turns to an island, the Utopia Sprawl will fall off, right?
Oh, they do that, right? Yeah.
But the abundant growth will still work. So.
Yeah.
I think we keep this, and then we have to decide what goes.
Binding.
Tricky. Binding. I guess we're a long ways off from that doing its thing. All right. We spent a lot of time drawing lots of cards last game, so I need to play this one a bit quickly. So I might not be doing the most discussion. No 1-drop. Interesting opponent. I think we lead out on the growth. The Sprawl does get us the Enchantress on turn 2, though.
How much is Tide Shaper?
It's 1 and 1. So it's 1 mana and then 1 to kick it. So I think we do growth it.
Yeah.
Like if we find a land off this, that's fine. Really? Is this what's happening? It's got a Stonecold Reed.
Oh, Days. Oh, I didn't know they played Days. Sheesh.
I think they pitched 1 to a Force of Will last game.
Oh, they did that? Alright.
But yeah, it's... Alright, you didn't play anything on turn 1 and now you set yourself back another turn. Yeah. That's a really weird play. Like if we had another land, then I'd feel real good about that. Alright, we do have another land. I think we just slam the Enchantress. Or do you want to play Utopia Sprawl around a Days?
We're behind in mana, so like it's a little unorthodox, but I kind of like playing the Sprawl out and then playing the Argothian off the Sprawl. But they have Days, right? They're a Days deck. They're not doing anything on. I don't know. It's your call. It might be right.
Well, we have another Enchantress in the Green Sun Zenith anyway, right?
Yeah, maybe just jam it. I don't know. Do they run 4 days?
Who knows? Honestly, in the world of
my play style is to play patient with Days decks, and I just don't even play games with them.
Let's just sprawl this and see what happens. So we do have the second Enchantress, and if they Days here, they're just setting themselves back really far. I'm gonna go for it. Right, we want to get this game 1 as well. They got another Days. Okay, they got a Force of Will. That's going to get us either way.
We'll take a Force. That's fine. Pitching a Trickster. Great. Awesome. That's 1 less Trickster that we don't have to worry
they're
about.
An aggro deck, and they haven't got a creature into play, and it's turn 3. Okay,
yeah.
We're going to see a creature now.
Kick Tide Shaper.
Chalice for 1. Okay, so you can just go get the little friend.
Yep.
We know they don't have a Days because they would have used it last turn. They could have drawn 1, obviously, but Let's just go and get the thing to ignore their Chalice. They do run Chalice. Interesting. I thought a lot of Merfolk decks were off. I say a lot. There's not many people playing Merfolk is the thing. They got another force here? Oh, they do. Just 2 for themselves all over the shop.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like
a lot of our deck isn't necessarily functioning under a Chalice, but we've got redraws and we have ways of just ignoring the Chalice. So.
Yeah, like I mean, like next turn, just like presence and replacing, pitching a Lord too. Great. this is great. I love that. I love like double when they double forest days. Like they're so behind on cards. Oh, you're gonna keep the trickster around. Just play presence on the forest. We're gonna draw into binding.
For a minute, I thought we were gonna get a force of will again.
Yeah. Oh my. What's this?
Okay, that's the Lord that only attacks for 1. Well, we've got another land, so we can just play another presence. Just keep the train rolling.
Yep. This is honestly like a lot of games are like this, where like the opponent will just go nuts, like they can't, they really don't want an Enchantress or something to get on the board, and then we just are full of redraws and we develop our mana and go ahead.
True Name, that's actually a good card. Okay.
That's annoying.
Right, it's only got a little bit of toughness, so we can trample over it when the time comes. Do need to get around this Chalice. Serra Sanctum, that can certainly help later on. They have wastelands, so I'm not going to play that out. I'm just going to play out this land and pass. There's no point playing anything into Chalice here. It's not if we had an Enchantress, then we'd at least think about it.
I guess from their perspective, it's just like, okay, all their removals on 1 and their decks on 1, so like it's worth it for me. Well, they didn't even have the True Name Nemesis in hand. They I guess same thing with the Hex Catcher. They just thought like, oh, it's okay to.
Okay, it could work out for them.
Yeah.
We do need to draw something here. Like we've had quite a few redraws along the way. Have to have a quick game 3 if there is one.
Yeah, I feel like I see this game happen a lot, where it's like this game 2 like anemic win from the opponent, where they're not really doing anything, but somehow our deck is just like out of gas. Chalice on 2, that's annoying.
We can still green some Zenith for the spinner.
Yeah, we still have Zenith. We still have Binding. So,
all right,
there we go. Yeah, I think do it now, right? Just Binding, the Chalice on 1, and then on Thin Ice, something else.
Buys us some more time.
Then I guess we just play the grass out too, just so.
Yeah.
Pay 2, just like it's one less threat that they can deploy.
Or do we keep it back in case we draw an Enchantress to draw another card? Is the other option, I guess. But,
that is the other option.
I think they're just going to pay mana to attack with this, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we can't play the Enchantress because the Chalice is on 2.
True.
So yeah, I think what we really want is to play the grass, and then Estrid off the top would be pretty. We have what, 2 turns?
Yeah, we've got 2 more draw steps.
I used to see that like a lot more often. Because like wasn't like Stoneforge decks were running that too, like.
Yeah, like blue-white Stoneblade shells once upon a time.
Yeah. I feel like even like Delver decks were like, oh, we can run 1 or something, like I feel like I was just
pre-Murktide, it was quite common.
Yeah.
Carpet Flowers. This is an annoying one because that's going to trigger a lot, and I don't really want to waste our time with it triggering.
Yeah, just hold that. Get it like on their turn.
I think I'm going to board out the carpets in the next game just for the purposes of time. If there's a next game here. Is this a 2-power guy? Oh, they're just bouncing a guy into their Chalice. That's not going to work. What?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah, take the other draw.
You could have just had that as a guy that could kill us, but whatever. Like, it's not going to change the speed. It's not going to speed the clock up for them anyway, because it wouldn't have got to attack, so they had 2 mana that turn.
Yeah. Well, no, they could. Well, they could if they play. Oh yeah, right.
And we got 1 more draw step, and we need to try and get through a True Name Nemesis, which is a little bit challenging, I think.
Yeah, it's tough. Carpet can do some work. We have 3 for this. No, you don't want to pay 5. All right, we're done. Okay.
I don't think I have time to resolve Carpet of Flowers triggers in the next game, to be honest.
Yeah. Bring another Estrid in.
Different trigger to resolve, but same deal, I suppose.
Yeah, bring Estrid in and just yeah. The deck is you really have to set the the yields like early, and then it starts working pretty quickly. And then I'm like yielding until end step usually on the opponent like save clock. It just gets so cumbersome, especially when you have multiple grasses out and multiple Estrids, and it becomes like this whole experience. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's one of those
I gotta
playing Magic and knowing things, isn't it? All right, this one seems reasonable. Abundant Grows into Enchantress.
Let's do it.
Don't have to think about it too much.
5 minutes. Let's go.
Speed Magic.
Beautiful. Love it.
That's how I drew it up. We're going to see a file. No, not see anything, so no dazes either. Do we play the Enchantress to get more draws?
Yeah, just do it up. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Just jam.
All right. Which has to be a force of will for our opponent to counter this.
It's weird though because like I feel like the client's just running so slow right now since the update.
So
exactly clear if they're like, would they pitch a Trickster?
Wasteland. We're not going to play into that. Is Silver good Adept? No, Chalice for 1. Okay. We get a Forest, I think. Still, it's going to be everything in a second anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna die to clock if we don't do something quick. Not that this is not the deck that does something quick. This is like the stupidest grindiest deck, you know. What do we got here? What do they got?
I'm gonna cast this now. Let's get rid of this Chalice. Unlock our hand. Sure. Okay, let's mix some more mana. I don't think we want the grass. Do you want the grass now? I guess it buys us.
You can hold it.
Oh, well, too late.
So, I mean, yeah, just wing it. It's 4 minutes on the clock. We gotta just like.
I don't get to make decisions. I get to just be in the moment.
Yeah.
I imagine this is a lot better to play on paper as well, where you get to shortcut a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You just put your like lands tapped underneath your grasses and things.
Yeah, I usually put like all my upkeep triggers next to my library, like in the order. We're pretty much always.
Here we go. Had a bunch of hands where we drew no lands, and then we got some where we drew no lands. The joys of not playing blue decks, I guess.
Yeah. This is like the, you're playing a new deck. Let's demoralize you, league.
Right. I will pay for this. Have one more turn out of it. All right, game. I see how it is.
Just jamming 2.
I think I want to hold this binding to try and turn it into a cantrip if possible.
For sure.
Because we need a little bit of juice. Right. I don't think we can afford to pay for this one this time, can we? Go on then. What else are we doing?
Love it.
Oh, what's happened there? I passed through my entire turn.
No, it's fine. We don't even need to play it right now.
Oh dear, oh dear. What a joke. Well, we can let the elephant grass go.
Yeah, so next turn you let the elephant grass go, and then...
then we can do this and have an uncounterable Leyline Binding.
It's a shame. I didn't think we were going that low on clock during this matchup.
Yeah, it's just little bits and pieces, isn't it? It just took a while to close. I had lots of draws and triggers and things. And like you said, I should be yielding to them a bit quicker. Oh dear. Alright, I'm going to take a bash here. But they got a whole bunch of cards in house. I think we have to play a Destiny Spinner first to try and get the thing to be uncounterable. I always ask you twice if you say no. Do we play out the Enchantress first?
I think lead with Spinner. How we can close the game out. It's going to keep drawing into Enchantresses. It's going to be great.
Easy. Never in doubt.
Never. Alright, bind. Beautiful. Get rid of the Lord.
Get out of here, Lord of Atlantis.
Growth. Oh, let's go. They might just scoop.
The dream.
That's the dream. All right, it'll be perfect. Yeah. Just use black with the abundant growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncounterable. Let's go. That's one way to beat the clock, right? You just get to your psycho sideboard piece and call it a day. Tap it. Yep, we're chilling.
Be my guest, opponent.
It'll be that. See.
You can't counter an opponent, so
Yeah, there's nothing to think about. Okay, we have 7 enchantments. 1, 2. You can activate 1 land, so we'll attack for 9 next turn. I mean, I guess they're not crazy cold to Engineered Plague, right, with all the lords.
yeah.
But
We shut down some lord abilities at some point and annoy our opponents. We have to be careful with the dress down in terms of how it impacts our own stuff a little bit, because it will stop our land creatures from having haste or trample. All right, let's just fire up one of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we attack with the spinner as well? Oh, actually, we get to see what they put in first. That's quite handy. It's going to be that stupid little trickster thing, isn't it? It is going to be the stupid little trickster thing. All right.
This is. Their clock's getting down now too. Just attack with spinner. All right.
All right. 2 minutes, loads of time. Nice Sanctum would be good.
Yep.
Just give us. We've been saying that a lot this league. It's, oh, if we just draw a Sanctum, then everything will.
Yeah, that's why it's like, it's 3. I'm playing 2, but 3 might be right. Yeah, they have Island Wall.
Yeah.
They got
this? True name? It is true name.
Okay, we're gonna dress down. Maybe they'll just scoop. 2, 3, 4.
Alright, so make blue.
We can attack first, right? We can attack first.
Well, if we just dress down, this will die.
Yeah, but then we can't attack, right? So we can attack, dress down.
Do we dress down in our end step? Because that way.
Then they can't attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess having Shroud with Enchantresses versus Merfolk doesn't really matter.
1 minute 32. That's the easy 2 attack steps.
Make it easy.
Make our lives easier. I don't want to have to draw cards and do nonsense like that. Let's just go. I'm going to play another one. Like 1 toughness creatures aren't great here. That was a choice. And maybe they're just trying to put stuff on the stack. But we've just yielded through the turn.
Yeah, just on thin ice. Oh, you can copy the Engineered Plague now, too. Maybe they'll scoop to that.
I'm just going to put this on here. Because this draws us more cards and it gives us more mana so we can just make 1 big guy next turn.
1 minute. Oh my god.
Oh. Let's attack.
We can get there.
They could put in something here with the Vial actually,
Yeah.
but if it's a Merfolk it's going to die, so I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah.
We have lethal next turn. Oh my god. I don't care. Whatever.
Oh no. It's another trigger.
Well, I'd already pressed F6. So
Yeah,
pull the
that's
triggers we
nice.
can. That's our opponent's clock we're burning there.
Nick of time here. I guess we get rid of the binding on their end step. Or the vial on their end step with binding. Oh, whatever. No.
Come on, loads of time. Oh, come on. It was 3 mana. What is it for 3 mana?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Thing that just dies, right?
They're just trying to waste our clock. Fair enough. We've got 30 seconds left. You can't blame them.
Yeah. Just make sure we click it. We got time. We got this.
Oh my god.
Sure. What is it? Like, come on. They're really just trying to throw mud at us?
Like, if our clock was a lot lower than theirs, I could see that. But we're only like a minute.
Let's go.
All right. On the board. No 0-5s for us. Whew. All right. It's 1 o'clock in the morning for me, so 1 more round to go. All right. Into the final round. We're on the play. I don't really like this one. I think we would like a second mana source. Agreed? Or do you think the abundant growth maybe drawing us is enough?
If there was a brawl, sure. But, like, no. That's
Yeah. We can throw away one of our lands. The Rainforest is the worst of the lands. So easy peasy. Sprawl into Enchantress. I think we're naming green here. Because we've got our lands. All right. Let's not go to the red clock time. We're looking at Doomsday or Grixis Delver or Scam. Could be all sorts of things. Right, they didn't try and take our Argothian Enchantress. So we can play it around a daze this turn. I think we'll have this one and just get a forest. No Stifle, please. Alright, good. So we play this around daze.
I played against like a Delver Stifle Knot build earlier. That was
Alright, so we're going to run a Grey, so we're getting a card. Getting another card.
So the way this is going, this is we're playing against combo, and the decent draw that we had will mean nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of how this.
We didn't do anything on turn 1. No Cycler, no threat, no cantrip. That's very suspicious. Yeah. Here we go. Lines are done. Okay, so probably looking at some sort of storm variant like the Epic Storm or Ant. We'll see. Doomsday. Okay, so it's Doomsday. And they said they're one of Lines Are Diamond. Interesting. There's a possibility that our Leyline Binding on their Lines Are Diamond can jam them up if they have a pass the turn line using their Lines Are Diamond. However, if they have any Cycler in hand, then they'll just win this turn.
Is that like the difference with the LED? Is that more? Because I feel like generally I see Doomsday win like the turn after.
Well, basically, if you can cantrip when you cast a Doomsday, and you have mana open, you can usually win. So yeah, so here's a cycle. They'll crack the LED. No, they didn't crack the LED in response. Interesting. Well, they just messed that up. Or are they going to cycle again? Because they can cycle and then the last one they crack the LED for the blue. But they might have been trying to cycle into a Consider, into a Cycler, into Thassa's Oracle. I learned quite a lot when I did a special guest one when I did a Doomsday. Right. Are you going to... Nope.
I remember I'm more familiar with like the vintage.
Good old Gush.
It's not always straightforward, but having Gush makes your life a lot easier.
You're gonna crack your AD now. They need to crack it at some point. Okay, they're putting both of the triggers, both of the cycles on the stack. So now they draw into Thassa's Oracle and play it. I wonder what the last card in their library is. All right. Back to the old Doomsday. So we want Flusterstorms and Dress Downs. It does something, doesn't it? So
yeah.
Let's get rid of these bindings. Get rid of all the thinner ice.
Cole can go.
Wow, we've kind of run out. You know, we've got too many things taking it.
Yeah, bring in Veils for the discard spells. Also to like help resolve something and take out an Emrakul. Court of Grace is like can actually like.
Yeah, we can ramp out early, can't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of really want a third Sanctum. Or maybe this league has just been super unfortunate with not seeing them. But yeah, powering out a Court of Grace versus Doomsday. How
do you feel about Carpet over Mirri's Guile?
Carpet seems good. Yeah, bring in Carpets.
I don't think we need that many of them because they can play around a little bit with uncracking fetches and stuff. Because when they just go, they go.
Better than Grass, though. Better than Grass.
Oh yeah, that's. I actually think Mirri's Guile is better than Grass as well. So let's have that back in. Take out the Grass. Income 2 flowers, and that's 60. All right. Well, we didn't spend lots of time on the first game. Yeah, we need to have something going on, don't we? Yeah, this is the mull, yeah?
Nope.
It's a bit slow.
Not this time. There, that's something.
2
cards.
One of the lands can go.
Court of Grace is like at least that's something that can close the game out.
Yeah. So I think that means we probably bin off one of the sprawls.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about our basic lands getting hit. I think we just hold up the Veil on turn 1 because we can't play this until turn 3 anyway.
Yeah, works for me.
Might as well lead with Savannah. They're not going to mess with our lands. So we can Veil like a Thoughtseize or something. And next turn we can sprawl and maybe still hold up the Veil if that's the thing we need to do. Oh, here we go.
Like Duress. Got him.
Feels good. And there's no days available because I cast off a Bayou. And we got another Veil to hold up next turn.
I guess we want to get a tropical island and sprawl on the tropical. Ooh, Abundant Growth's good though. We can sprawl and hold up Veil or just Abundant Growth.
If we sprawl and we hit a land on our next turn, we can play Court of Grace and actually have a way of pressuring our opponent. I think the sprawl is the higher upside.
Well, sprawl and hold up Veil or Abundant, see what we draw. I guess those are the options. But, I mean, do you think it's a slower hand? I mean, then I think Sprawl's good.
I think we sprawl and we hold up our little bit of interactions. If our opponent ever picks our hand and sees that we don't have anything, then it's lights out for us.
Well, I think they know.
Like, if we're holding up a blue source, maybe they won't try and combo into us here. Because we can tap for blue and then use the green that comes off the sprawl to Veil of Summon, and they still have to worry about other stuff. Right, Ponder, that's something. We can just cycle this Veil of Summer at end step as well if we want to, just to try and get this Court of Grace. Oh my god.
Go.
Even better. Alright, and now we've got our land for the Court of Grace. It's free to cast Utopia Sprawl first, isn't it?
Yeah, it is free.
But it has to go onto this, or it can go onto this.
Yeah, I think spread it out.
This green again is fine. We already have white.
Blue.
Would you want more blue or?
Yeah, I actually think more blue, right? Because we have we want to be holding up Dress Down and Fluster.
I think this time we're just dumping this into play though.
Yeah.
Get our threat on board. Draw some extra cards that might be good ones that can ruin our opponent's day.
Not bad.
We can
make 2 angels.
Double our clock. Doesn't give us double the Monarch, sadly.
Yeah.
Our opponent might just go for it now anyway if they have the options, or we're going to see more cantrips. Right, Brainstorm. So make a 4/4, and then we bash them down to 16, and then we bash them down. Yeah, so if we make another copy of Court of Grace, that does give us an extra turn where our opponent doesn't get to live. So we speed up our clock. Seems pretty good. Alright.
Yeah, thoughts.
Take the weird card. I'd never seen that card before until you cast it against me. Lotus Petal. Lines of Diamond. Alright, not enjoying this. Alright, no.
Break Trap, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, right. So let's redraw first with Abundant. Put it on the plains.
Come on, deck. Give us the goods.
Draw Mind Break Trap. Nope, we're going to draw another land. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to draw our Dress Down here off the Monarch.
No, that's fine.
Flusterstorm.
I'll take that. They can play around it relatively well with their lines like Diamond, but you can force them to pop it at least, which might stop them winning on that turn.
Yep.
Which might give them a more awkward pile to have to use. Alternatively, they might just not have anything going on, which is also great. Let's have a little Angel. Enchantress is pretty fine. Just get our bashers in.
We can play the...
Alright. Let's get a draw. Carpet. Pretty reasonable in terms of mana, but it's not really what we need right now. If they do a Doomsday... Yeah, so they can't do a Doomsday past the turn line at that point, because they just immediately die. So get down to 6. Alright. We just need to do that again.
That's pretty... It's nice to see the Court of Grace theory work.
Yeah, it was just it was just like a pretty nice, reliable threat, but it was also drawing us some business.
Yeah.
All right. This is where our opponent just turn ones us, isn't it? I feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
At least it means I get to go to bed before 2 o'clock. I guess that's something. I quite enjoy playing this deck. I think I really enjoy just drawing lots of cards. So definitely appeals to me in some levels. Yeah.
I mean, this version for sure isn't as turbo-y. So there's not too much of that, but again, it's like all those Bowmasters out. It's just like very mean, and then you'll get paired against they're playing Beanstalk, Bowmasters, Leovold, Narset, Hull Breacher, all jammed into one.
All right. What does our hand do? Doesn't really interact with our opponent's combo.
does not.
This Thin Ice is already a mulligan for the most part.
Yeah.
So I think we'd probably send it back. Something. And we can do some bits and pieces here. I'm thinking the Invocation goes here, but would you agree? Or
No, I think a fetch goes.
Yeah?
Yeah, we just have no gas. We have a Sanctum. We're going to have a lot of mana. And we're playing against Doomsday, so we can get, like, we can get a duel. Like, we can get the Trop and put the Sprawl on.
This is where we get Thoughtseize and they take our Utopia Sprawl there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel it. It does do a lot, though. But I don't think our opponent's going to be as heavily into Thoughtseizes. I think they're going to be more about protective counterspells on the play.
Maybe they're thinking, like, do I just go for it? Do they have the Mindbreak Trap? Nah, they probably don't have the Mindbreak Trap. You know, like, hopefully that's what they're thinking about over there.
Yeah, the Mindbreak Trap does stop them from turn one-ing you. Alright, opponent, what have you got for us? Misty Rainforest. If they don't cast a spell, that makes me think they're going to kill us on turn 2. Alright, might be casting something there. It's a black source. It's a black mana. Here we go. A Dark Ritual. Okay. Doomsday. Can't remember trap this one. But if they try and win this turn, we can. But they would need to have like a cantrip or and some mana to do this. I guess if they had 2 cyclers in hand, they could do it. But we can kill them by exiling their Thassa's Oracle on the stack. Even if it's way beyond counterable anyway in this matchup. Oh dear. When I did my special guest with the Doomsday player, they said the fundamental rule of Doomsday is A, B, C, D. Always be casting Doomsday. Just, if you can ever put it on a stat, do that, and it'll be fine. And if you can't put it on the stack for some reason, then the game's probably already over. Alright, so Lions Like Diamond not in the pile. Brought in Abrupt Decay. 1 Force of Will. 2 Force of Will. Then you got 3 Force of Will, so we probably have a Force of Will in hand. Okay. I guess we're going to get ourselves a Snow-Covered Forest. Try this Utopia Sprawl. Do you want to name blue on this one?
Yeah, I was thinking just get the Trop, right? Because it's Doomsday, but, you know.
Yeah.
I think we're just dead.
I think we're quite likely to be dead, yes. They should just be able to do the cycle line, so Mindbreak Trap won't ever come online.
Yeah, I mean, like, what would have been better there? I don't, you know.
Cycle number 1. Cycle number 2.
Cycle.
Cycle number 3. Still no spells cast. Counter Souls, so it's uncounterable. Not that that really matters right now.
Cool.
And that is the end of that one. That is a 1-4, unfortunately. Let's talk about the deck. So I feel we did have quite a few mulligans, certainly more than I would have expected to have. And we did brick out sometimes, like we had that one we just drew like 4 lands in a row and stuff like that. So we sometimes struggle to find the right pieces later on, even when we're drawing a lot of cards.
So, like, 4 Estrid is probably wrong. I kind of just wanted to test it out. I would. What I think. What am I playing right now? I think what I have right now is 3 Estrid, 3 Binding. Just because it's a little overkill, I think, on removal and not enough gas. So there's like a presence that's in, and another Green Sun, to find Spinner or Enchantress, Argothian.
That makes sense.
That's been the move. I guess one of the other questions is just like, you know, slotting in the 3rd Sanctum. You know, is it still run 19 lands with 3 Sanctum? Maybe it's worth it. Although, like, the deck really wants a forest on turn 1. Like a basic forest, so you want, you know, a fetch or the basic forest on turn 1. That's kind of like, you know, ideal. So it's tough to add more non-basics, and we're already doing so to like get the Raffine on, or to get the Binding on with Raffine's Tower. So it's tough, but like another Sanctum would gives it a little more juice as far as like doing some more broken stuff, especially if we're gonna like. You know, it makes a Binding less painful if you don't see Nylea's presence.
Mm.
But it's really just weird. It was just like a very awkward league with the deck. You know, it's like it's tough to with those sevens. Like those were pretty bad.
We had like 2 Doomsday matchups as well, and that one can be a very polarizing matchup compared to other games of Magic because they don't really play Magic the Gathering the same way as a lot of other decks do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is like meant to have some game versus those decks, but it's not like, oh, I designed it to be Doomsday. This is like, no, like there's you actually have a shot. You know, they have more of a shot now. It's more geared to beat like Delver. You know, Delver and lands I found is a pretty good matchup. The 4-color Beanstalk decks, like all those control decks, those are like intense matches, but like you can win those matchups easily. And the Leyline Bindings making Narsets and Chalices and stuff, just like another out to those, is really nice. Like we didn't get a lot of good carpet matches, right? Like that's like that's one of the one of the big things. We didn't get a lot of great Elephant Grass matchups. Like we had a little bit with the Burn where they had a Bowmasters, but like the grass is better versus like all those Fiend Artisan and Bowmaster,
Cradle Control type stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Delver stuff too, because they can't, it puts them in a predicament of like holding, they can't attack and hold up Bowmasters or attack and hold up what's that new Druid, the new Eldraine Druid guy?
Seek the Beast Questing Druid thing.
Yeah, like they can't hold that up, and like then it punishes their dazes because then they can't really attack in. Like it does like a lot of mean things to Delver. So it's weird. It's like we've played against not the best matchup, so it's like it's hard to oh, we're gonna like cut everything. I'm like what, like 10-2 or something today. So it's like it's just I don't know. What do you think? Do you think more gas?
I think maybe a little bit more gas. Yeah, I think we could probably trim on the Invocation a little bit, like you said. I think the things you said before were fine. I think the build you absolutely smashed me in with had an Enchantress's presence in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
so
it had
I think maybe just a little bit. Like the Court of Grace, I quite like as a thing.
Yeah,
it did seem like a good addition. But like you said, you wanted to test out a little bit of stuff today, and I think the Court of Grace showed up quite nicely. The one time we actually did something with it, it won us a game. So
for sure, that's definitely like some new tech. So it was nice. It was nice seeing that the theory kind of panned out. Yeah, and maybe it's weird. We sideboarded it out a lot, kind of thinking like we wouldn't be able to keep it, but I wonder if that's actually true. I wonder if that's actually true with the Estrids as well, right? Because you can keep copying the Court of Grace to make yourself the Monarch in the upkeep, to get the 4/4, and once you do that, you're not losing it. So like maybe we're like a little too low on it.
Yeah, but well, I guess also like the matchups we were playing against, they weren't really any sort of time to get set up. A lot of them, like Burn, 2 Doomsday decks. It's kind of like we're not really in a matchup where we're going to like sort of set up our engine and go. Like we're a green-white deck at the end of the day, so we're not supposed to be like great versus turn 1 to 3 combo decks. We're supposed to be there for like the grind.
Yeah. It's a shame we didn't get the grind, but maybe next time. Or you know what? Maybe I'll have you on my stream. We'll run something.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah, I do kind of like this because quite often green white decks are kind of boring, but this one you get to draw loads of cards and do loads of silly things, so it's kind of more my jam.
Yeah, more interactive, not like the typical kind of solitaire, tap out and pray type build.
I think it's just finding the right balance between like having the right amount of gas and doing your engine thing, but also having the right amount of interaction. And sometimes that's not going to be right for the matchups. Sometimes it's just a case of just where is it going to be sort of set in the meta at the time. So I definitely think like this deck is pretty viable, and you can definitely tweak it to to face. Like if you wanted to, you could build this in a way where you don't lose the Doomsday, but that's a really weird thing to do because not many people are playing Doomsday.
What would you think? What would you say? So I'm not, I'm not incredibly familiar, and I never, ever asked someone who's played at least some Doomsday. What do you think is the most impactful first?
Stuff that stops them drawing cards is like really backbreaking for them. So things like Spirit of the Labyrinth is like really, really hard for them to beat. And obviously Dress Down's very useful. And then you have things like Deafening Silence, which is slow. Like it slows them down and they can win through it, but they can't like ramp out into their Doomsday. They can't die Ritual Doomsday or Petal Doomsday. They have to sort of do it on curve, which gives you a lot more time to set up and do other stuff. So that's kind of fine. But yeah, mainly if you can stop them drawing additional cards, you can stop all their cyclers. So they kind of have to go through their pile naturally. That can really slow them down. Yep. But obviously, Spirit of the Labyrinth is an enchantment, but it's not amazing in the meta. But if it was a sideboard card you wanted specifically for Doomsday, but I think just the dress downs that you have here are probably fine. I don't think there's enough Doomsday in the meta to maybe justify having more. I think you could possibly trim one Veil here, if that's might be one of the slots you could fiddle around with. But like, I don't think it's the end of the world if your Doomsday matchup. Sometimes they're going to bop you, aren't they? That's what their deck does. That's why it's a powerful deck, even when like people are playing Bowmaster and things. Sometimes it just gets you before you get to do anything.
Yeah, you don't want to like scavenge yourself or the deck because of your way one day. But I do like that Dress Down also hits fair decks. Like so that was kind of like my theory, is that like Dress Down's actually like pretty good against a lot of like fair decks. It's good against like initiative to like get you a turn when they got all those Archons out. Fluster kind of the same thing, since Force of Vigor is so prevalent as a sideboard card against us. And like I've flustered many a Force of Vigor that are on my end step to get rid of some problematic stuff. So like I like cards that are like more dual use, so it's not so like, wow, I have these 8 cards that are only good against combo, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think like you could even run maybe a third Dress Down. I think, like you said, I think Dress Down is really good in the meta right now. There's quite a few as a Saga decks kicking around that you can just say no to.
Yeah. So maybe it's one carpet or one veil or something. Energy Flux does come down and just like win games, but maybe the Dress Down can do a decent amount against against at least 8 cast, right?
I think there's no harm in having the Energy Flux there though. Like, it's nice to just say, "Oh, we're gonna get you," but like it could also just be something like a Null Rod, even.
Yeah.
If that's sort of the jam you want, because that has a little bit more game against Storm as well, because you shut off all their mana, whereas Energy Flux they'll just play it all and go off in one turn.
Yeah.
So that might be something you could do, and it's also slightly cheaper to put into play, so you can feel it. Obviously, you won't draw a card. It won't have your enchantment synergies. You can't copy it with Invocation, which is hilarious. Just pay 4 for every alpha. But I like Null Rod quite a lot at the moment as well, against like the ring decks too. But
yeah, that could be a move. It is just like a lot of the things too. It's like, well, are you actually getting an Enchantress online and doing all these dirtily things? Like, no. Like, you're trying to just like stop them, and then we got a Destiny Spinner or a Court of Grace or something. Like that's kind of all you're doing. So the enchantment synergy aspect is probably not as important, and that's kind of how it's been with with Fluster and stuff. It's like I don't care that it's not an enchantment, because I'm countering the Doomsday or the Ad Nauseam or a Force in like. Yeah. I'd rather that than so.
I think instead of Null Rod, it should be Collective, because you already got Green Sun in your deck as well.
That when I first built the deck, I had Oof in there, but then I went down to 2 Green Sun, and like maybe even with 2 Green Sun, it is still fine to just run the Oof and forget about the Energy Flux. It's probably the better thing to do. I just like there's definitely a bias of just like I really like Energy Flux, like the old Antiquities art, so that does kind of pull it into the sideboard for me.
I've got some really ugly whiteboarded ones from a million years ago.
Oh really? Is it still the same art?
No, the art on it's awful.
Is it this Karn art?
No, it's like a lightning bolt in like on something. It's like proper early days Magic the Gathering where it just looks bad.
Oh man.
Okay. Anyway, I think we are just about done for today.
Cool.
So thank you very much for coming on, D00la. It was lovely to have you. Sorry that I couldn't make your deck perform quite as well as it did when it was smashing me in your hands.
Yeah.
I think we showcased some of the things it can do and how we can interact with stuff. And like there were games where, like that one where if we just draw the dress down at that point, then we can stabilize, I think. So
yeah, we were close. Not the best matchups, but yeah, it was a fun time. Thanks for having me.
All right. And thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, really helps the channel out. And goodbye.